Good afternoon, we're here at DCU Innovation Campus. We're talking to some of the teams participating in this week's Hardware Hackathon. So thanks very much for talking to us. It would be great if you could just give us a quick overview of the product you're working on and the challenges and problems you're looking to solve with the product.
Okay, so this is a rough kind of prototype we have of our product so far, and essentially what we're trying to do is we have a small wireless module that senses when a tap has been left on, and we wanted to measure kind of water flow coming out of the tap. And these modules then can be just kind of plugged onto your taps around the house, and they all communicate back to this central hub, which connects to the cloud. Then it'll push notifications out to you either by SMS or email, and it'll collect all the data on what taps are being used the most and where you're wasting the most water and who's wasting the most water in the house. And so we plan to kind of shrink this down eventually small enough so that it could fit inside a tap head, so that the end user will be able to just go into Tesco's, pull it off the shelf and put it on themselves. There's no need for retrofitting or getting an engineer in or anything like that.
So essentially your product is focused on solving a problem of water wastage in the home.
Yeah, like I know there is kind of home automation or water monitoring solutions in the market, but a lot of them kind of involve getting engineer or plumber in to set it up, and it can cost a lot of money. I think it would be better for everybody if you could just buy it off the shelf for a cheap enough price and plug it onto your tap and away you go.
So has your product developed over the weekend or changed in any respect since your pitch on Friday? Have you encountered any problems that have made you go in a different direction with the product?
Not so much problems that stopped us doing what we were doing. It was more so that the more we kind of played around with it, we realized the more and more we could do with it, and the more easier we could make it for the user to just buy it and plug it onto the tap. Originally we started out with it kind of thinking it would just be a standalone module that would communicate with the cloud, but then we figured we could just set up a node network of modules that the user could put on all the taps cheaply and easily, and then send that back to this guy, which then communicates to the cloud.
Excellent. So have the mentors been involved in your project so far?
There was actually one of the guys who was on the team who designed the board here, spent a lot of time in here kind of helping us and guiding us through kind of working with the Galileo, so that was a big help. And one or two of the marketing guys kind of swung by, and they kind of had very interesting things to say about bringing it from, say, the table to manufacturing and costs and all that sort of thing, which is still a bit over my head. But
do you think that would be a particular challenge with this product, or?
I think that's the harder challenge. Yep. I think getting it working on the table here was the easy bit, and getting it out there on the shelf and through manufacturers and everything is something that is new to me still, So
it looks like your prototype is progressing well and getting close to being finalized. Did you have all the equipment and all the parts you needed, or was there?
Yeah, like everything we needed was kind of given to us here, but there was still kind of a bit of scavenging that needed to be done. Like we had to go rooting around in the bins when we came here to find a tap, so just little things like that. But aside from that, everything was kind of provided to us.
Excellent. It'd be also really interesting to hear your experience over the weekend at the hackathon. It sounds like you guys have enjoyed it and got a lot out of it. What were the highlights of the weekend for you?
The highlights, I suppose, were the mentors, definitely, because when I came up here, I wasn't sure what to expect, but I've come away learning a lot more than I thought I did, and not just about the electronics, but it was a lot more innovation and startup focused than what I expected, which was really good. It was really good to kind of talk to other young people who are in startups, kind of network with other people. That was definitely one of the best.
How did your team form? Had you worked together previously?
I've never spoken to these guys before Friday, and we just kind of got lumped together. So I suppose we were the last three standing, and so we went with the tap.
Excellent. And are you almost ready for your pitch later on today?
Yeah, we're just hammering out one or two more bugs, and we'll be setting up a demo, and we should be ready to go. One of the guys as well with the CNC machine is just finishing off the last few parts for us, and we should be all set then.
Excellent. So it sounds like you've achieved a lot and got a lot out of the event. So would you recommend this to other people who are in the startup and maker world out there?
Absolutely. Even if you're not a maker or tech head, this is a really good place for somebody who's thinking about startups or anything like that. Even if you just met with other people who could kind of give you advice in that aspect. There was a lot kind of about that here.
Okay, well, thank you very much for your time speaking to us, and good luck with your picks
Thank you.
later on. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Cheers.
Thank you.